Hello, I'm Daniel Himes, and I wanted to go over CICD pipelines for network engineers. So what is a CICD pipeline? CICD stands for Computer Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery. The basic idea is that if I make a change, say to an ACL or something along those lines, those changes are tested automatically and they are super easy to deploy pretty much for anyone. Why do you want it? So once again, the automated testing is a huge portion of why you would want it. It makes sure everything is up to date. Maybe, for example, back to the ACL example, if you have a ACL that you want to update on all your routers and you have 1,000 routers, chances are you're going to miss one of them. But doing it through an automated pipeline will make sure that everything is up to date, all the routers are hit. It also helps standardize the network if the configs are automatically generated. Let's hop into an example. All right, so let's take a look at Jenkins, which is what I built the pipeline in. You can see here that I have test pipeline. Let's go into that. And let's go into the configuration. I'm using a GitHub project. You can see here, that's my my account. That's me. That's my repo. This is the same URL you'd be using when you're doing git clone. Once again, referencing that repo, and it has credentials for Jenkins to be able to get into my GitHub, which is a cert. I am hitting the main branch, and I am looking at the Jenkins file, which is the actual pipeline that I'm working on. So that Jenkins file is right here that I have open. You can see it is right on under the test repo. And here is the pipeline that we're working on. So let's take a quick look at the stages. So I needed to add the path to my Ansible playbook into the path because it was having some issues being able to find that. And let's look at this stages. So I have stage build config, which I have listed over here. After it builds the config, it copies the configs over to Batfish, so Batfish can test them easily. Here it is running the test, which makes sure pandas and PyBatfish are installed, and then it actually runs the tests. Long story short, if you want more information on how the Batfish part is working, I have another video that should be in the description that will go over that. But long story short, is running these tests here. So source IP, destination IP, start device, in device is optional the way I have it set up, and it's telnet, so 10.0.0.1 is telnetting to 10.0.0.3 on down, and hits all these three tests. After it does that, it deploys the configs. So let's go ahead and start it up and see what happens. So I hit build now. It's working on it. I'm going to go here. I clicked on the build. I'm going to cancel output. So you can see here it is just running the same command, playbook build switch, playbook build switch. So that's just it building the switches. Now it's making sure pandas and batfish are installed, which already work. And here it is starting to hit the tests. So telnet R1 to R3. That worked. It's going out the R1 to internet. The traffic exits the network, which is fine because we do not have the entire internet built out in here. But we have this one, R1 SSH to R5, which was denied in. So we can see on node R5 that it was received on gig 00, and the ACL kill SSH denied it in. So there's probably something wrong with that in our templates. So let's take a look at the Acl templates, just because that's where that particular ACL happens to be. And you can see here that TCP from 10.anything SSHing to 10.0.0.5 on SSH is disabled. Let's uncomment out that ACL line. And over here you can see that it failed and stopped working. So let's go back up to the job. Yep, our run tests failed because that particular test failed. And so it did not deploy the configs. So let's take a look at Git. We're going to add in that fix to that template. And we are going to commit that change and push it up. So now let's hit build now. And it starts by downloading the freshest version from GitHub. It's building the configs. Let's go ahead and go in here, watch the console output. So we're just building the configs again. All right, you can see here that this time that was accepted because of the change to the ACL line. So because that was accepted, it's going to go on to the next stage, which is deploying the configurations. So it's on the deploy configs. It went through, deployed the main config, ACLs, interfaces, AAA, the layer 3 configs, the VTY lines, etc. And it is good. So let's go back up to the project, and you can see each step completed. So it built all it took the templates, built all the configs, copied over the tests, ran the tests, and because the tests successfully completed, the configs were deployed. I hope that you can see why this is something that you might be interested in looking at. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Goodbye.